Okay guys, I'm gonna try and make a video out of this 100-mile trail race I'm running. I'm here in Utah. It's first thing in the morning, north of Salt Lake, around Ogden, Layton area. I'm at the Great Salt Lake, which if you Google it, it's kind of cool to read about. It's this giant inland sea, basically. It's like it's a saltwater body, huge, that most people don't even know it's here because they zip by along the mountains on the interstates. But it's sitting right off over here, and it's this massive expanse. There's a big island out there behind that trailer, but we're doing two big 50-mile loops on that island, and it starts at 10 a.m. this morning, and I'll finish around, I'm hoping, around 8 to 10 a.m. tomorrow morning, and just goes through the night. So it's kind of chilly. It snowed out on the island. You can see it out there. You can see the snow on the island, but it's supposed to be sunny and in the 30s and 40s. So for us Wyoming folk, it's pretty warm. So I'll try and video as I go through the race. We'll see. Sometimes my brain just shuts off and I'm like, I don't feel like videoing. So we'll see how it goes. Here's the entrance to the park. This is a better view. I made a field trip here a few years ago when I came to do a 50-mile race, and I think I filmed all of these things, but I'll just put my camera on them and you can press pause and read that. 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 There's a visitor center out on the island, some old historic buildings. There's buffalo all over the island. They brought them out, a rancher brought them out there many years ago, and they've left them there. There's huge mule deer, and there's antelope, a bunch of wildlife. So it's a deserty island. There's no real trees on it, because it sits here in the Great Basin of Utah, which is basically natural desert. Any trees out here are planted, but you can't see the Great Salt Lake, but it surrounds that island and just goes all the way to those mountains over there. It's really big. So alrighty, here's some art. But one of the spooky things is you gotta maneuver around the buffalo sometimes on the trails, and at night, I've only run the 50-miler during the day here, so I'm a little bit nervous about the nighttime. But it's supposed to be a full moon, I think, so plenty of light. Okay, I'm gonna try and video, but it's really windy right here. The flag's straight out right there. But I drove across the causeway. Just smells like the ocean here. If you've ever gone to the ocean, it has that salty smell, especially if you're around where there's some bays or lagoons or down by the pier or the docks. It has there's more still water. It just has that same smell. There's ducks everywhere. There's thousands of ducks right now out through here. And there's some landing right there. But it's really a pretty morning out here. I'm afraid it's going to be a lot colder than I thought it was going to be with that wind. But see the flag, and here's the Great Salt Lake. Like I said, it wraps all the way around the island, so it's just vast out here. Ooh, that's a cold wind. Yeah, I think I might have to put on another layer for this rig. So we run around in those mountains the first 20 miles and then do the shoreline for the other 30. Should be fun. Good times.
Ho, ho, ho!
So we'll come back through this start finish 3 or 4 times to do 2 50-mile loops. There we go. Everybody's video. So we just went through an aid station at mile 5. There's the snowy mountains. And we have to do this little out and back to the edge of this point, like a mile out, a mile back on this trail. And we're surrounded by the Great Salt Lake up here. It's really pretty. We have to put a little sticker on our bib to show we did the out and back. But I keep going through my head, I'll be out here tonight, probably at about between 10 and midnight. So, hey guys, I made it out to the rock. This is that out and back. The aid station's back over that way. If you kept going around, we'll have to go back. And we'll come down and then go up, switch back through the mountains and back over. And that'll be the first 20-mile loop. Sorry, I'm moving this around a little. See what stickers we got. I think I'll take a unicorn. Or no, let's take a narwhal. Okay, guys. Can't get the sticker off. There we go. Oh. It's a pretty day. Now I head back, put my sticker on my, put it on my bib number right here as soon as I turn this off. Proof that I came out here. See the buffalo crap everywhere. There were several buffalo down in the valley below, but haven't come close to any yet. But quite often we have to skirt around them if they're in the tree. Almost back to the start finish, which is right there. That's right around 20 miles. It's been 3.5 hours. And there's our first buffalo that are somewhat close. A couple of them bedded there, and then a few of them grazing. So, whew, feeling good. So about 23 miles in and drinking a lot of water and eating a lot of Ritz peanut butter crackers. Hopefully they're not all over my face. And I've been grabbing bananas at the aid stations. Somewhere up ahead they'll probably start making real food like quesadillas and sandwiches. I'm kind of looking forward to that. Pretty day. Hey guys, I've gone 40 miles, almost 40, just over 39 I think, in 8 hours. In 2 minutes it'll be 8 hours, and I'm really struggling. The last 15 miles have been pretty brutal. Just rough on my body and my mind. Just trying to force myself to keep going. I've talked myself into stopping at mile 50 because they'll give you credit for running a 50-miler. My truck is there and I could drive to my brother's house on the other side of those mountains and eat pizza and relax. And boy, that sounds tempting right now. But we'll see how I feel at mile 50 in hopefully a couple of hours. So, ultra running. It's rough, but it's so beautiful out here. It's been a spectacular day. Just so beautiful. Sun's gonna set sometime over the next hour or two. So pretty. Hey guys, so the start finish is right down there. I'm at mile 45. It's been 9 hours. My goal was to do the first 50 in 10 hours. So I'm sort of kind of on track, but haven't been able to eat for a long time, so I'm pretty nauseous and my energy's crashing pretty hard. We have to go around that little mountain 5 miles, and then we hit the 50-mile mark. And then I'm supposed to climb back up into those mountains. It'll be dark by the time I get to the 50, I think. Supposed to climb back in and do a big 20-mile loop in the mountains, and then come back through here and keep going. But I don't know if today's the day. We'll see. I'll film at mile 50, I think, and let you know. Didn't see any buffalo up close, so that was kind of nice not to have to skirt around them and get nervous. Oh, here's some close buffalo just off the road. Makes you a little bit nervous. So if he decided to charge, I'd nowhere for me to go. Tired. So I got my first buffalo right on the trail. So I will have to skirt around him. I'm headed down there to the aid station at mile 46. What's that? Okay guys, check out this sunset. Woo! It's pretty. You hear the waves crashing on the beach down there. Not really a beach, they're more like mud flats. Getting dark. It's almost 8 o'clock. That shot. The Great Salt Lake, Antelope Island. It's pretty beautiful. Come some runners. Okay guys, I'm in the start finish tent where you can come in and get food and hang out and stay warm. I'm gonna call it good. It's nighttime, it's dark outside, and I got my 50-mile finisher mug. So I've done the Buffalo 50 3 times now and didn't make the 100, but I'm happy. My legs are destroyed and my body's done. So thanks guys. I'm wrapping up my field trip.